Don't toy with me, sorcerer. You know where she is, and I know you know it, so talk.
I don't know where Hanag's gone. I'd tell you if I did. I swear on my father's grave.
Oh, he swears. Did you hear that, everyone? He swears. Why, that's almost as good as a pinky.
The White Magister swiftly pivots toward you and draws her blade.
Did you come for the show, Elf? Good timing. The interrogation scene is over, so we're almost at the climax.
She chuckles and pokes the inside of her cheek with her tongue.
The hammer herself sent you, did she? Well, you'll just have to report back to her with the truth. Why, this here sorcerer died in a Voidwoken attack. Alas, there was nothing we could do.
The sorcerer fidgets, and you notice a thin dagger resting in his palm. He slices away a bit of rope, then looks at you, eyebrows raised. The White Magister turns to the sorcerer and shouts loudly enough for the entire valley to hear.
Where's Hanag? Halfwit.
I'm telling you, I don't.
The Magister silences the prisoner, turns to you, and holds out her hands, as if to say, well, I tried my best. The hanging sorcerer winks at you, and another strand of rope falls away.
Well, it's...
Her eyes narrow.
What are you playing?
The White Magister spins on her heels, just as the hanging sorcerer breaks free of his bond.
A plot twist. I love it. Keeps things interesting.
Damn all of you! What a show of sauce. You'd give Hanag a run for her money.
He pauses a moment, and the amazement fades from his face.
On your way here, did you see my family, by chance? My aunt and uncle, my cousins, little Henrik? Not all of them.
Gwydion exhales slowly.
I must go to them.
The sorcerer waves goodbye, revealing the rope burns on his wrist from where he'd been bound and hanged. The spirit is silent, but her face is not. A plethora of emotions cross it, as if she relives a lifetime of memories in this single moment. The spirit shakes her head. It isn't barefaced cruelty that crosses her face, but bittersweet. She looks simultaneously indignant, nostalgic, and enraged. Sauce snakes from your eyes and fingers and into hers, and you are Carrie, clad in red Magister's garb, distressed, heartbroken. A warm hand grips your shoulder, and you turn to see Tarlene. Sisters in Lucian forever, I promise. But you don't believe her. Alexander has plans for you. Gareth has plans for Tarlene. As you watch the newly anointed Seeker walk away, you know you mustn't mourn for long. Your commitment is to the Magisters. Without Tarlene, they are all you have. Your link to the spirit is suddenly severed. She stands before you, head bowed.
Without her, I was left with only the worst within me. Forgive me, Tarlene.
The woman's spirit
Oh dear gods, I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm glad I still have people I can call family. But I know we can't stay here. The Magisters, they'll come back. They always do. So, farewell. Oh, and take this. You'll make better use of it than I ever could.
He responds with a weak shrug.
Away from here. Away from Driftwood, away from Arx. Away from all of this. I'd ask Hanag. But it seems she's deserted me. Deserted my family. I have no idea where she disappeared to. Maybe it's best, I don't know.
He turns wordlessly and takes his first steps towards a new life.
You're alive! Thank the seven!
I'm glad to see you too. But, Henrik.
Gid, look at me! We can be strong again! We have to be.
My hero, What news of Gwydion Rince? Have you found?
I am relieved to hear it. You have my thanks.
I shall return home to the Empire when the Magisters have cooled their ardor. For now, I'll hide out here. It should be safe enough.
She gives you a shy smile. It's charming, and it may be her tell. She may well be lying.
I bid you farewell. My hero,
She offers you...
I bid you farewell.
Two white magisters are discussing the fate of three magically bound captives. Captives clad in the dark shroud of the Black Ring. Noticing your arrival, the magisters step back and take hold of their weapons.
You? Ah, yes. I remember your face from Driftwood. Shouldn't have come here, you silly little sod.
Indeed. And your presence is most unwelcome. What you are is another body for the rats.
Hope they leave some for me.
The two magisters whistle up their source hounds and advance upon you, deadly intent darkening their expressions.
Have outlived your usefulness. The spirit sways from foot to foot, as if dazed from a fist fight. He looks right through you, hollow eyes empty and endless, the fugiline colour of the void. The tiniest glimmer of light flickers in them, then dies out. Gazing into his eyes, you see the tiny spark of source flicker again. Catching it like a pearl, you see a reflection on its surface. The spirit as a younger man. You see him joining the Black Ring, zealous and proud. You see his commander, a shadowy, horrifying figure that seems to flit in and out of existence. You see the recruit's determined eyes, heading for battle with the Magisters. You see him captured by Dallis, chained and leashed. You see him deep in a cave, using source to break through a magical barrier, trying, failing, trying again, failing in exhaustion. The source pearl you gaze into grows dark and disappears. You are left with the endless blackness, blacker than black, of the spirit's depthless eyes.
The Aeteran! It spoke to me, called me to it, but I can't sense it anymore. Where is it? Oh, where could it be?
The spirit gazes around. The spirit grins as he sees you, a grin that contains madness, or something as close to it as makes no difference.
So, are you a servant to the king, here to bring me back? So, what are you waiting for? Bring me back. Come on. What are you, a novice? Bring me back.
The spirit of a dwarf raises his fists against an unseen foe. He silently curses at them and throws a punch. He lunges through you. No impact, just a passing chill right to the marrow. The spirit pivots, sensing another assailant. He draws a fist back again, and suddenly freezes, his back arching in silent agony. He sinks to his knees, otherworldly silver blood blossoming from a wound between his shoulder blades. Her hands clasped together, the spirit of a woman mumbles silent prayers to herself. Unseen hands force her to her knees. Her lips move more rapidly. There's a faint sound next to you, like an echo, the metallic rasp of a sword being unsheathed. Your hand passes through the spirit, but with a little resistance. For a moment, you connect with her. The woman's spirit seems to sense it also. She looks up, oddly serene, and locks eyes with you. Her lips part to say something.
Am I dead? Are you a god?
An echoing swish heralds a blur of silver passing through the spirit's neck, back to front. Her head topples forward, followed by the rest of her a brief moment later. The spirit of an elven woman holds her palms upward. A hesitant, peacemaking gesture, she steps forward and suddenly jerks to a halt. One of her hands moves to her stomach. It comes away, coated in a silvery spectral blood. She looks right through you, to her murderer. Her expression drowns in confusion and shock. Her knees buckle. She drops to the floor, soundlessly. The spirit of a man cowers on the floor of the cell, his head tucked down. An unseen hand yanks his head up by the hair. His wide, panicked eyes find his tormentor. His lips part to plead. But before he can, a slash opens across his throat. Ghostly silver sprays forth, his eyes bulge. He clutches his hands around his neck and pitches forward to the ground, twitching.
Oh, this... Oh, this flesh...
The wizened old turtle peers up at you inquisitively as she makes her slow, slow path across the beach.
Smells good, eh? Smells so good. Can you smell it? Yes. The rich, warm, red smell of raw meat. Quartermistress Anna, saint of a woman, sometimes throws me some for dinner. Now I smell, I can hear it too, covered with flies.
The turtle nods her head sagely and tremulously turns to resume her dignified...
I spotted something. I should look here for a blind guide. More black ring. The plot thickens.
Be ye warned. Beyond lies death. The divine order guarantees it.
I wonder what this does.
If a device breaks in a cave and nobody is around to complain, did I really break it?
Stop! Danger! Don't go! Bad bird! Hanging from a branch with its wings spread wide and a terrible squawk! Don't go!
The hen gives you a panicked nod.
Great big screeching bird. There it goes. It doesn't even hop down to see the buddies.
This looks similar to that other relic I found. I wonder if it has a similar effect.
The towering relic seems to hum with esoteric energy, faintly pulsating in time with the beat of your heart. You feel it drawing you closer, yearning for your touch, hungering for your source. As your palms press into the warm stone, you feel the depths of your being crack open. Your power flows from you into the relic, yet a reverse current flows back into you with a new power, a different power. The stone warms and warms until it is suddenly too hot to touch, forcing you to remove your hands and step back.
Eternal armor could be very useful. Very useful indeed.
Oh, lucky find.
It is a shrieker.
Join us. Let go. Rest. Last.
The statue looms in the shadow as the tears dap. Carved from unfamiliar metal in an alien style, this mysterious object yet glows with a pulsating inner light that is familiar to you. The unmistakable brilliance of Source.
Those magisters are about to become popcorn. Could help though.
The Aetherin! What an incredible discovery!
Folding his arms across his chest, the Magister stares at you with baleful eyes. One by one, he points at the dead Voidwoken, the dead Magisters, the dead Silent Watchers. Then, he points at you.
Your end comes, sorcerer, just as it came for them and for me. Friedemann guided the excavation rightly. Soon, Dallas will use the Aetherin on you. And then you will be the sorcerer no longer.
He says nothing, only twists his lip bitterly as he echoes, pointing at the dead. Pointing at the dead? The spirit's memory, in its madness, dances in your mind. You are a sensate, deaf and mute, but gifted with an unnatural ability. Dallas seeks you out and brings you here into the darkness. When the blindfold falls, Dallas bids you find and free a secret power. You close your eyes, and you feel the presence of a hidden truth. You point at it and open your eyes. You are pointing at Dallas. The hammer calmly bids you try again, then steps back into the shadows. You close your eyes once more. Now the vault before you sings to you. You raise your hand to it. It opens to your touch. From the vault, you take a sword. It's weightless, yet it feels extremely powerful. More powerful even than Dallas herself, and yet fragile. A hand falls upon your shoulder. A blade crosses your throat. Blood pours. Dallas whispers, "Good girl," and then all goes quickly dark. The pedestal seems empty, as if it once supported something powerful. You surmise that this was once the resting place of the Aetherin, until it was torn free and borne away. If this is what Dallas was looking for, then she has claimed her prize.
This must be where the Magisters found the Aetherin.
You recognize the design. The pedestal is from your own era. Empty now, it once supported something powerful. This was the resting place of the Aetherin, until it was torn free. If this is what Dallas...
I found something! I've never seen anything like this workmanship.
The stone relic pulls on your as your fingertips brush the cool stone. A sharp electrical shock.
A recipe to craft Mask of the Shapeshifter? Well,
I see it. They'll see. They'll wish they listened. Why don't you stick your beak out into that cave and see? No matter what I books say, you plucked idiots always do.
Over there.
The little rat squeaks up at you inquisitively, beady little eyes full of something approximating intelligence.
Are you a poet? Do you know it? Do I show it? I write a rhyme in my spare time. It's about a bird, but I need a word.
He eyes you shrewdly, then sniffs with judgment.
Not what I was looking for.
The unusual tablet is marked on all sides with runic inscriptions that look like they were hacked into indecipherability with a chisel or similar. As your fingertips trace these mutilated runes, your eyes flicker closed of their own accord. You see nothingness, vast, dark, and empty. As you lift your hands, an electric feeling pulses in your fingertips. A force field of some kind pushes you away from the tablet.
That was some kind of test. I'm really not sure whether I passed or failed.
The tablet is marked on all sides with eternal runic inscriptions, but they look like they were hacked into indecipherability. As your fingertips trace these mutilated runes, your eyes flicker closed of their own accord. You sense something ancient watching you, perusing you like a prison guard would watch a wayward ant scuttling across the floor of a cell. From within the endless emptiness, a strangely familiar voice hums into being and calls to you. God-woken. Fane. You sense an interest within the cold voice addressing you. Beyond the interest, you sense fangs, voracious hunger, a bottomless appetite that no sustenance could ever sate. You see your life flash before your eyes, every memory flitting by like a moth's wings at a lantern. The vision reaches the present moment and diverges into multiple strands, impossible to keep track of. Your brain aches with the effort of trying to keep up with the intelligence as it sifts through your every potential future. You see salvation and destruction and every shade of existence in between. And all of a sudden, it's over. Blackness rises once more, just as it was at the start. Eternal darkness and you. An electric feeling pulses in your fingertips, and a force field of some kind pushes you away from the tablet. Your fingertips burn so hot, it feels like they are melting. Looking down at the tablet, you feel the words inscribed there etched into your very marrow. One must rise. You feel a connection pulsing from the stone, a tether stretching back millennia. You hear nothing, but you can feel the scream. Then your fingers grow cold to the bone. Suddenly, you were
Good find.
Magisters. What are they up to?
The Magister looks you up and down with utter dispassion.
You should not be here.
The Magister scowls, but relents.
Touch anything down here, and I'll stick your carcass on a gibbet. Now keep out of my way.
Talk to the boss, if you must.
My body sings for your...
The possessed Black Ring sorcerer's eyes roll like marbles round a drain. Her chittering voice rises and falls, as if in time with some cresting wave.
In the dark, in the cold, in the sliming. There are things. There are things. You should close all your eyes.
What word on getting this oil contraption working?
Guess I know what I need to do now.
Impressive. A barrel-filling machine for the oil, I believe.
The only one who knew how.
From somewhere deep within the inner workings of the machine comes an irregular clanking sound, then a weak gurgle.
No, madam. I'll get a replacement here right away.
There is a sudden shriek of grinding metal.
Remember what I said. Watch those torches, fools. There's enough oil in here to tear this place apart. What word on getting this oil contraption working again? We need more barrels to bring down this blasted wall.
Nothing yet, madam. The Black Ring captive you executed was the only one who knew how to operate it.
He was a saboteur and paid the price. Do you want to meet the same end as he did?
No.
The spirit of a White Magister scowls at your presence.
Get away from me, sorcerer! Filth! You'll get nothing out of me. Nothing! What? No, wait. I'll tell you. We had orders to bring down the wall. They thought there was more to find beyond it. That's all I know, I swear. What? You bloody lying cur! I hope this cavern buries you alive!
That's a lot of firepower to stockpile in one place.
Your footsteps fall into a heavy rhythm, like a pickaxe striking stone. A dozen pickaxes working in labored unison. Your hands feel empty. Why isn't there a pickaxe in them, joining the crew? The steady rhythm of the pickaxes is drowned out by a sonorous growl. The heat around you spikes in intensity, searing with rage. Yet the vision cannot harm you.
Your will is strong. I applaud that. But know I shall find you again and again. I can grant you majesty beyond compare. Go to the land without a name. Find the mark of the dragon worshippers.
A symbol materializes above you, a broad arrowhead made of flames. The voice and vision disappear, but a cold presence lingers nearby. An invisible gaze weighs upon you. The spirit keeps glancing back. A difficult task since his shoulders are tense as iron.
How can I help?
The dwarf's shoulders...
Thank you, friend. Couldn't scarcely think before you took me back to that place. Name's Rufus, former dig site chief and archaeologist. Currently a dead dwarf. At your service. Being dead's not very special. I'm more impressed he can talk to me. Oh, involved is an interesting way to put it. Bit of a story. But I suppose you got time? Damn cursed armor. Who strings a pile of bones together and lets it eat people?
The chronicler winces, then tries to hide it by standing up straight.
Empress paid me to dig up the bones of a dragon called the Devourer. Said they were the key to her ascension or something. I found what she wanted. She made him into armor, and when she wore it, well, said the beast started talking to her. Guess when bones start talking, it's better to leave. But the next thing I know, I'm a soul chained up to a pair of shoes. Suppose that'll teach me to be greedy. Eh? I wish I knew. Would love to be in the hall with the rest of my kin. But I'm a man of action, not magic.
Places like this in books. Never thought I would see something like this in reality. This is the archaeological discovery of a lifetime.
What a way to die. Down here in this darkness. Poor soul.
The curious sculpture comes alive as you reach out to touch it. It thrums with power and throws flickering, dancing shadows against the walls. The carving is covered in strange glyphs that feel oddly familiar. They surround a gently glowing stone that makes you think of the night sky rolled into a ball. Trying to read the symbols, you hear a faint whispering at the back of your mind, as if you're listening to the echoes of a past. Your mind swims, and for a moment, the glyphs become clear. You read, "Our first lords babes with power glowed, our seconds born in blood that flowed. Our thirds young to the wind return, our fourths to glowing flames adjourn. Our fifth lord's cubs with minds were blessed, our sixths had brawn beyond the rest. Our seventh's brood spread from earth to glen, and thus no king shall rise again." You try to hold your focus as the whispering echo fades, but the letters waver, contorting and merging until they're nothing but meaningless glyphs once more.
A riddle from the past. Or maybe a riddle about the past. Tercendelius, worshipped by my people.
Ah, Duna, a true god, stout of heart and fierce of face.
Blessed Solstice, an elegant god for our elegant people.
It's Amadia, the mother of wizards. The god of the orcs, Vrogir. Huh. Xantetza, the goddess of mirth, worshipped by imps.
Ralik, the first of the seven.
Well, that wasn't right.
He was as bullish as Vrogir, in his own way.
It's Amadia. Tercendelius, worshipped by my people.
Blessed Solstice.
Huh. Xantet, the god of the orcs, Vrogir.
Ralik, the first of the seven. He was as bullish as Vrogir, in his own way.
That's it! We're through! What in the name of Lucian's prize pig is going on here? I wonder what they did in life to deserve such a resting place.
As the creature crawls from the sarcophagus, you hear a gasp of breath. Fane steps forward, never taking his eyes off her.
I must speak to her. It is vital. Please, stand aside.
You hear a gasp from the creature as Fane steps forward. It speaks in a hissing, clicking language that seems both completely alien and somewhat familiar. Fane raises his head and responds in the same jolting, clicking tongue. He seems to be pleading with the creature, his hands outstretched. The creature looks down at him and shrieks in rage. Her gestures are quick, strong, and violent. Whatever she said, it seems to have devastated your friend. The verbal barrage continues, but something changes within Fane. He looks up and golden light pours from his skull. When he speaks next, you understand every word, but you're not sure the words are his own.
Aetira, Aetira. I had hoped to see you turn to dust in this tomb. Alone, forgotten, with only your secrets for comfort.
Lady Amadia? You possess him?
Have you fallen so far that you seek shelter within that? Does your vessel even know what you did? The war you started, the greed and avarice that saw you betray the Eternals?
The glow fades, and Fane seems to return to himself. He staggers slightly, exhausted by everything that's happened. The creature turns away from him, and, panting, turns to you. The creature looks down from its perch, trembling. It crawled out of that sarcophagus as if it had forgotten how to move its limbs. It turns to you, and you see its face is covered by an intricate mask. From behind its unmoving lips, you hear a noise. It starts as a groaning, croaking chatter, but slowly becomes more distinct. It's speaking.
Mais Saravel te de larontu, Chamery?
The stream of noise cuts off abruptly. After a moment, you hear a jolting, lurching voice.
It wears the face of Ter Sendelius, but speaks the tongue of beasts. How cruel. I suspected the Seven Lords won the war after they locked me here. But seeing their faces on dumb creatures, a depressing confirmation. What is this senseless braying? I speak of no beast king. I speak only of the king, the eternal king of creation, the king against whom the Seven Lords rebelled.
Deep within your soul, you feel your god stirring at the sound of the voice. You can feel its anger and fear swelling inside you. The creature leans forward to get a better look at you, clucking and tutting under her breath.
It seems to be a simple form at its core, a sauce vat. A walking, unfortunately talking, sauce vat. Fascinating. I wonder how to extract the sauce from the vessel without...
She pulls back suddenly, recoiling in horror.
It is rotting. Almost imperceptibly, but it decays before my eyes. How long before you show signs of wilting, I wonder?
The god within you reacts, his emotions a cocktail of fury and fear. You hear his voice, demanding that you give him control, demanding your body obey his will.
Aetera, you worm! An eternity locked away was too good for you. I should have seen you ground to dust and fed to the wind. Your heresies deserve nothing less.
The figure recoils, as if struck.
Ter Sendelius! What happened to you? Did you truly fall so far?
Silence! It is your king that has fallen. He and all the other eternal cowards were flung into the void. And the power you were too scared to hunt has made me a god.
And yet here you stand, small, weak, decaying. I will not even need the Aeteran to grind you into the dust.
You feel your god freeze at the mention of this Aeteran, a cold terror settling in your chest.
The beast's unruly passenger did not deign to tell it. He did not want his host to know I crafted a weapon that would leave him an eternal, once more.
You feel your god thrashing against your control. Where? You croak in a voice not quite your own.
Ah, of course you never found it. You always lacked imagination, my lord. I hid it in these very caves, although I can feel its distance now. Someone has uncovered it. Perhaps they intend to flay the godliness from you. No matter. Given your pathetic state, it is mine to collect at my leisure. As for you, you monstrosity, you were designed to be defective. You were built to die. And I rather think it is time you fulfilled your function. But do not fear. I shall put your sauce to good use.
The air suddenly feels thick, like it's grown musty after concealing a lie for so long.
Their tale is one of scholars becoming gods. If they could, we can. Which is rather excellent.
Pick out one line before you know it, you'll find 6 more. I expect to have some questions for the gods if they ever emerge from whatever hole they've ducked into.
They lied. I can't believe it. I mean, of course they lied to you, look at you. But they also lied to me.
Everyone's got a past. We are who we are in this moment. That includes the Mighty Seven.
I wonder what they did in life to deserve such a resting place.
Paladin Hardwin's whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand. Wings flutter. A war owl swoops. It plucks the letter from your hand and flies away. He looks up from his map.
Your war owl came. I confess, I had no idea just how grave the situation had come to be. The Black Ring back, for all that's holy. I've informed Lord Ken in Arx. Thank you sincerely for your service.
He tosses you a pouch.
It's all there. You have your money and my gratitude with it.
The Magisters are out there on the blasted heath hunting sorcerers. So travel safe now, friend.
We remain vulnerable while at anchor. Better to make for the open ocean at first convenience, don't you think? Have you made any progress with my request, dear? Have you found that tablet? Excellent! Why, I knew I could rely on you. That is all for now, darling. My thanks. Here, a little token for all your efforts so far. Now, I'd better study this tablet for a while. I'm sure it could teach even me a thing or two.
I haven't felt this free in a long time. Not since before I joined the Magisters.
Keep distant. My own demons haunt me too closely. I cannot also bear the burden of yours.
Aren't you supposed to be off?
Jahan deeply inhales the sea air and smiles.
I will remain anchored here until I am needed. The word I was free when I was an anchor.
Welcome to Fort... Oh, you again. Don't hurry back.
The Meister sits slumped in her chair. You notice that some of her scales have dropped to the floor.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Blessed news! Now hurry. Gather the source you need from the fountain and perform the ritual again.
suck the smoke deep into as the world fades away. He winces and recoils, then quickly regains his composure.
My. How you positively brim with sauce. No wonder, after all the adventures you have had. All the things you have had to do. Oh, it's naught but a chill. Bit drafty in your soul, that's all. You should...
A sudden shudder jolts through his body so violently that he drops to his knees, stunned into silence. He whispers there really is no need for your assistance, but from the weight of his arms around you, you can tell he'd have trouble getting back up by him. An ancient curse escapes from his lips, spoken so forcefully that for a brief moment all light recedes into the webs of darkness.
I refuse to entertain the possibility. Yes, the void is stronger than ever. But so are you. I can sense the expansive source inside you. You are ready to learn the spell I have yearned to teach you. The spell you will need when we reach the Well of Ascension. I have given you eyes that see the source. Now I will give you the teeth to take it.
Tirsendelia smiles, and you notice for the first time 2 vampire-like fangs glistening beneath his upper lip. A gulf of magic envelops you, and you feel a sudden, insatiable hunger for source.
Go on, I am here for you. Give in to your hunger. It is supernatural. Do not heed me or any other. Only your own lust for power. Just like a god should. Go on. Devour me.
Though your spell tore through him like a spear through flesh, Tirsendelia looks grimly happy, if haggard.
You speak the spell with brash ferocity, like I knew you would, my champion. Oh, do you still not see? There is no such thing as too much of your wild abandon. Let me tell you the one truth about what it means to be a god. It is to be the lion in a world of lambs. It is about power. And power is not given, it is taken. With your all-seeing eyes and your all-consuming teeth. You can see the souls of the dead, and now you can feed from them to your hungry heart's content. So feed, for you will starve until you finally feast upon the Well of Ascension. Play coy if you must, but sheer hunger will soon trump your all-too-delicate feelings. Your soul has become a vast enough expanse to house divinity. You are ready. We must hurry now. We must race towards the Well of Ascension, with all the determination of the eagle diving for its prey. Your prey lies on a far-off shore, at the heart of the Nameless Isle. It is a place no one can reach, unless their soul becomes their compass.
He places a hand over your heart, and you suddenly feel it, an unmistakable pull in a new and distant direction.
You must. The battle for divinity is about to begin in earnest. The other gods and their chosen will try to outflank us, just like we must outflank them. But I will be with you. I will guide you, stand by you. I will watch as you drink from the wellspring and its source surges into you. The void will be overcome, and you will be the god of gods. The end is nigh. Don't fail us now.
You jolt back to the world, stumbling forward. Dark smoke surrounds you, hanging in the air like black fog. This feels wrong. The Meister's cry cuts through the haze. You look up just in time to see what steps out of the shadow. Your god told you there can be only one. He said you'll eventually need to turn on each other.
I've use for neither gods nor men. I myself am the island that is my destination. You, a mere port along the way I tolerate.
This is how they work. Divide us, then conquer us, one by one. I won't have it. Family's family.
This problem tore the Seven apart, but perhaps it can bring us together. I say, all for one, and one for, at most, 3 others.
A good wolf doesn't take out the competition until there's no other option. Let's hunt together. For now.
Like I'd ever listen to some spook at the peril of my friends. Not in this lifetime.
A girl's best friend is her needle. But I'll stick by you as long as you continue to uphold your particular brand of useful.
Voidwoken! Damnable bloody Voidwoken! Well, that's that. I always knew I'd die for Rivellon. I just didn't expect it was going to be in a small basement. In Driftwood, of all places. At least now you know where to go. I was dying anyway. The Magister's purging made certain of that. I should probably send the Void a thank you bouquet. At least they were efficient about it. No. Today my death is not important. All that matters is that you find Malady and tell her the location of the Council. Just be wary. She is immensely powerful, and she is on our side. But she will not be pleased about, well, my parting. She may ask you to honor an old bargain that I had struck with her. Do not accept. Her business is with me, and me alone.
She glances at her body once more, a grim look on her face.
You need to go, Godwoken. But I have one last request. My last wish, as it were. I want a statue. Something modest. A simple piece of marble and gold on the steps of the cathedral, glaring out over arcs.
Meister Siever's shoulders slump, a tired, melancholic grin on her muzzle.
I would have liked to see that city again. Just once more. Give them hell, Godwoken.
It seems to be a code to a safe. Better hang on to this.
Stay strong on your holy mission, Godwoken. Vampirism. It is as to consume a being.
The Meister's back. The Meister. She doesn't feel.